Ever notice how most discipline advice online feels like it was written by a robot, or at least by someone who's never actually struggled with self-control? It's either way too soft, like just love yourself, take baby steps, or it's military level insane, like if you skip leg day, punish yourself with 500 burpees in the snow. Neither actually works. Why? Because none of that solves the real problem, staying consistent when life gets uncomfortable. See, the truth is discipline doesn't fail because you're weak. It fails because being lazy is just way too easy. Your brain is wired to choose comfort every single time, unless something pushes it in the opposite direction. Think about it. You can swear you'll hit the gym at 6 a.m., but if skipping just means you get to stay wrapped up in your warm blanket with zero consequences, guess who's not leaving that bed? Exactly. That's why most people lose the battle with discipline. It's not because you're not motivated enough or because you're weak-willed. It's because the lazy option is still the best option. Unless you flip that script, comfort will win every time. So here's the real hack. Stop relying on willpower. Willpower is like Wi-Fi at Starbucks, unreliable when you need it most. What you actually need is to rig your environment so being lazy is more painful than taking action. Think about the stuff you already stay consistent with. You don't drag yourself to work every morning because you love discipline. You do it because the alternative, getting fired, is way worse. Same with paying rent. You're not excited to hand over half your paycheck every month, but the alternative is homelessness. Suddenly that payment looks like a bargain. See the pattern? You're already capable of discipline. You just need the right level of discomfort to activate it. The trick is making the easy way out so annoying, so inconvenient, that you'd rather just do the thing than deal with the pain of skipping it. Take mornings, for example. You say you want to wake up early, but when the alarm rings, suddenly that snooze button looks sexier than your entire future. You keep smacking it like it owes you money. Here's the fix. Stop making staying in bed the better option. Put your alarm on the other side of the room next to a glass of water. Now, when it screams at 6 a.m., you've got no choice but to crawl out of bed to shut it off. And since you're already up, you might as well down that water. Your body kicks into gear, and suddenly going back to bed feels like way too much effort. Boom, you're awake! Now let's talk about focus. You sit down to work, full of good intentions, and 20 minutes later, you're watching a YouTube deep dive on how the Cars movie universe is actually a capitalist nightmare. Don't lie, you've been there. Here's the move. Make distractions physically annoying. Sure, website blockers help, but let's be real, you'll just disable them. So go old school. Power down your phone and leave it in another room. If your laptop is the problem, shut it and move it somewhere inconvenient. Trust me, 90% of the time you'll get so bored of logging back in and setting everything up again that you'll just stay focused. And if physical hassle doesn't cut it, hit yourself where it really hurts your wallet. Psychology has a name for this: loss aversion. People hate losing money way more than they love earning it. So if you keep skipping workouts, put cash on the line. Tell a friend you'll Venmo them $10 every time you miss the gym. Suddenly, skipping isn't, oh, well, I'll go tomorrow. It's, do I really want to pay $10 just to stay on the couch? And if $10 doesn't sting, crank it up to 50. Or better yet, use those savage websites that donate your money to organizations you can't stand if you fail. Now, missing leg day doesn't feel like a harmless choice. It feels like a tax on laziness. Money pain works, but you know what's even worse? Embarrassment. Humans are wired to care what other people think, even if we swear we don't. That's why accountability is so powerful. If you've got a project you keep putting off, don't just tell yourself you'll finish it. Tell a friend you respect. Better yet, promise them an update by Friday. Now, skipping isn't just letting you down, it's straight up humiliating. Trying to quit a bad habit, announce it to your family or group chat, not in a look at me, I'm built different kind of way, but in a way that makes backing out feel dumb. Nobody wants to be the only loser in the accountability circle. Trust me, peer pressure works way better when it's your own idea. There's even research showing that just having someone watching you makes you perform better. It's called body doubling. Basically, if someone's in the room while you're working, even if they're just scrolling TikTok, you magically stay on task. No friend around? No problem. Join an online co-working session. Your brain will register other people being present, and suddenly you feel guilty for slacking. And even tiny tricks help. One study found that people who set their phone wallpaper to an image tied to their goal were way more likely to follow through. Why? Because every time they unlocked their phone, it was like their future self whispering, "Don't be an idiot, stay on track." Sometimes shame is the most underrated productivity hack. And that's the real secret. Discipline isn't about superhuman willpower, it's about stacking the game in your favor. The moment skipping feels worse than doing the thing, it stops being a battle. You don't force yourself anymore. You just take the path of least resistance, and conveniently, that's the right one. So quit fighting your brain head on, rig the system, make laziness the painful choice and progress the easy one. Suddenly, discipline doesn't feel like discipline at all, it just feels obvious. Pick one habit, make the lazy option painful, and watch how fast you level up. And hey, if you found this video useful, hit that like button. It really helps more people see this. Subscribe if you want more unfiltered breakdowns on productivity, psychology, and how to actually get your life together. All right, that's it for today. Go set up your environment and make tomorrow the day laziness finally loses. See you in the next one.